Hello everybody, welcome to the Python tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to set up a multiplication table. So I would like to print a product of 1 times 1 up to 9 times 9 by using the nested for loops. So for my table, the first row of it will be 1 times 1 equals 1, 1 times 2 equals 2, and up to 1 times 9 equals 9. And the second line will be 2 times 1 equals 2, 2 times 2 equals 4, and up to 2 times 9 equals 18. And for my final line of the table, it will be 9 times 1, 9 times 2, up to 9 times 9.
In order to set up the lines to be printed, I will do something like this. I have to create a variable to store the lines first. I have a variable called table row, which is an empty string for the time being. And in this empty string, I'm going to set up the whole line, which is 1 times 1, 1 times 2, up to 1 times 9. And I will store that whole line to this variable table row. And I will print the table row 1 line by 1 line. So let us see how we can do it by means of using for loop. We use a range object to do the looping from 1 to 9. Remember, when we put 10 here, the range object will not reach number 10. It will only reach number 9. So the range object will be having numbers 1, 2, 3 up to 9, but not 10. Okay. So I will be one of those values from this range object. And then I have to set up another for loop, which is known as a nested for loop. So we can treat this for loop as the one inside the outer for loop. So that part is known as the inner for loop. In this inner for loop, I set up the table row variable. I'm going to set up a number multiplied by another number. It will be equal to something else. Okay. Suppose I is 1 and j is 1. I will have 1 times 1 equals 1. And don't use n here. I use t, which is a character for giving me a tab key. So 1 times 1 will become 1 tab. 1 times 2 will become 2 tab. 1 times 3 will become 3. So I will have the whole line storing 1 times 1 up to 1 times 9 on a single row by means of the plus equals sign here. Okay. So we will lengthen the whole row by using 1 times 1, 1 times 2, up to 1 times 9. Okay. After I've set up this row, I will print this row out. I have left the inner for loop to do the printing inside the outer for loop. And after I've printed the table row, I have to reset it to an empty string, so that when the outer for loop is run again, the table row will be storing this row for 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, up to 2 times 9, so on and so forth. So in principle, I can get 1 times 1 up to 1 times 9 as one row, and finally I will get 9 times 1 up to 9 times 9 as my final row. So let us see the result. Yes, we can get the result correctly. This tab key refers to this tab key shown on the program output. For I in range 1 to 10, I can be 1 up to 9. Same for J. J can be 1 up to 9. So I is the value for the first part of the multiplication, and J refers to the value on the second part of the multiplication. So I will get all 9 lines here. So each table row variable will be storing the whole row, and after storing the whole row, I will print it out first, and after the printing, I will set it to be an empty string again, so that the second row will not be added directly to the first row. I will have a clean value for each table row variable. My code is intuitive and straightforward, but it may not be the most efficient version of the problem. If you can think about some improvement of my code, feel free to post your code on the comment section below the video. If you like this video, please give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.